Oh, hi. Didn't see you come in there. Welcome to the third floor. Let's check it out. So let's see what we have in here. Now, currently this is the art gallery, but originally this was the art gallery. So these are all paintings Gillette bought for himself. He called this the picture room. It's very modest. He didn't want to show off the art collection. This is more of his own private space to hang out and enjoy it. Joke's on him, we're up in the public, so there goes that. Now, as far as what we've got in here, they all fall under the same basic category of natural scenery. There's a lot of seascapes, a lot of landscapes, but all very different styles. Now, as far as the paintings in here, there's nothing here that's a household name. Now, a few of the artists were featured in major museums, but most of these are just random paintings that Gillette came across over the course of his life. Some of them he bought, some of them were given to him as gifts, but you can sort of gauge just sort of what he was into, which makes a lot of sense considering where he built his house, where he can enjoy the nice scenery both outside and inside. That's what we've got over here. Now, a few other fun things I want to show you. So, first of all, let's talk about the door over here. This is pretty awesome. Now, this door actually looks a little different than the rest of them. Now, you're probably saying, duh, they're all different. True, but this one's a little bit more so. Why? Because this actually predates the castle. Now, when we were in Gillette's study downstairs, we showed you what the office looked like in his family house in Hartford. And if you remember taking a look at that photo, you may have noticed that the door to that office in that photo is this one right here. So he brought this in from the Hartford house. Now, it's virtually impossible for us to put a good solid date on it to figure out when it was built. If I were to wager a guess, I'd say somewhere between maybe 1890s to 19 teens, but again, it's sort of hard to say for sure. Now, whatever Gillette was thinking when he designed this, we think we have an idea as to that, his mindset here, because William Gillette grew up in Hartford. He was part of one of the elite families in Hartford at that time. One of the other elite families back then would have been the Colt family. Now, we call this the Colt door because if you take a look, you see that the handle is designed so that you have the grip of the gun on that side, the cylinder and the barrel over on that side. So it's obviously meant to look like a revolver. What else do we have in here? Well, we have a couple doors. Bottom one is essentially storage, and then the top one has to do with this. So we have this sight glass here. This is part of the heating system. Now, the boiler was in the basement, ran on coal. Up here, there would have been an expansion tank that feeds the boiler. So the sight glass told Gillette what the water level was in the tank. Now, it had to stay at about half in order to maintain its function. If it was too low, William Gillette would have to refill it, and it was actually pretty easy. All he had to do was open up this door. Now, he would pour water into that funnel, and then it would go through the pipes to the tank behind the wall. And if you take a look back there, you can see that the tank is still right where it was, although we don't need to use it, thankfully. Now, this is a very common feature for heating systems, but you can tell that William Gillette designed the layout himself. The reason that I say that is because William Gillette was 6'3", so unlike myself, he could actually reach that. What's also pretty cool is if you take a look over here, we have his own drawing, his handwriting explaining the system. So he draws out the diagram of how the system looks and how it works. He describes how it works. The thing that I like most about this is where he discusses location. If you look over here, he says northwest corner of picture room. This is the northwest corner of the picture room. One other really fun feature that I want to show you guys is over on the other side of the gallery here. So when we showed you around the butler's pantry, we showed you the fire hose hanging up there. On the second floor, we showed you the pull cord to activate the system. And then that leaves us with the last part of that system, which would be the water tank. So if you take a look right over here, you can see that we have this steel tank. This is a cistern. So collected rainwater running off the roof. It stored several thousand gallons. And then if he had a fire, he would pull the cord from the second floor. Gravity would force water out of the tank and into the hoses. So that's what he had to put out a fire. Now luckily, we don't need it anymore. We have our own modern fire suppression system, but it's still pretty cool. So that's basically what I've got to show you guys in here. So stay tuned, because next time we'll show you around William Gillette's library, talk a lot about that, and we'll see some of the other fun features here on the 3rd floor of the castle. So make sure you keep liking our posts, make sure you post any comments, questions you have, make sure you share them with your friends and family, and we'll see you guys next time.